So being given permission from our neighbours to do filming and also do a revamp of this front garden section. So this is what my garden looks like from their place. Nice and lush. I can see a lot of lemons on my Eureka lemon. And the neighbours would like their garden to look just as lush and be just as productive. So as you can see, all these hedges are quite overgrown. We've got that middle grass bit. So the garden bed actually is like a keyhole shape. And these hedges are so overgrown that they're shading out a lot of stuff in here. But also they're stripping the soil and they're not really doing much for the ground. So we're going to take these out and we're going to put a productive food garden in this space. Oh, this is half the garden done. Still got this side to go. Okie dokie. So all the hedging's done. This is the space that we get to work with. So to here, all this is coming out, so this will not get used as garden. And then fuck off, Betty. I have a bug trying to land on my head. So we got garden edge around here. There is like concrete garden edging in here. You can vaguely just see it. It does go. Oh, there it is. I'll have to do some excavation work. So, as you can see, it goes all the way around. This is all I'm doing today because I have done that lovely mountain of clippings. And we've got to come in with a saw and trim out most of the bigger stuff because my little hand shears are not going to do that. What we're also going to do is all of this purple weed or purple plant, we're going to turn into weed tea, as well as any like weeds that are in here, any grasses that are in here, basically any living vegetation that's left in this garden section, including in the middle, is going to get turned into a weed tea, which is nitrogen rich, and that's going to get poured back over the soil to help enrich the soil with nitrogen because it's severely lacking. The compost bin's on its way, and our compost bin's going to sit just in here. Now, thanks to all of the hedges that we have, I think we're going to have enough to do all the mulching with these leaves, but all these stems will be able to wood chip this entire middle section. My plan was to leave this middle section as grass, but pretty much most of the grass is dead from being under shade for too long, and grass needs maintenance. So to go for less maintenance, we've decided, the neighbours and I have decided to use our wood chips in here to help keep this low maintenance. So now we've got to take this whole pile out to our backyard, lay it on the concrete so we can separate the leaves from the sticks. Okie dokies, this is day 2. I am clearing out all the root matting that has happened from these hedges and just digging down to get my soil samples. The only issue is when I dug down to try and get a nice deep soil sample, I encountered a very large boulder, so I'm assuming all this is fill. Okay, so been digging this section for a bit, just clearing back weeds and whatnot, and a lot of the root system of these hedges. We got down to our topsoil level. I'm in the process of collecting some soil to do soil samples with. I would have liked to go deeper down to get a soil sample or two, but we got rock. So we've got lots of rock, we've got lots of rubble infill, gravel infill. Don't know if it's just this section or if it's going to be the whole garden. The only way to do that will be to dig a few test holes to see. Normally I don't like to dig too much because I don't want to interrupt the soil layers that are already there. As you can see, we've got a wormhole. Just from this one hole I've seen 3 worms, a lot of curl grub. Curl grub are breaking down the dead organic matter in this soil, and this is like, that's all those little brown oval shaped dots, that's all their poop. So that's lovely nitrogen carbon rich fertilizer for the soil. But if we've got rock under here, this might change our plans a little bit, just because we need to make sure none of this rock pieces are like asbestos sheets or anything left over from house build. So we're going to do send some of this off for laboratory testing. Super duper important to laboratory test your soil, just so you know you're not dealing with any heavy metals or issues like that. I'm going to do a couple of test patches over here as well, but I've still got like all of that garden to go. And we found rock just in the first spot. We also have old conduit and wire, possibly from some old garden lights that we've still yet to excavate. So we shall see what we find as we dig up the rest. So this is more of day 2's digging out of our weeds, clearing back everything here, exposing more of the garden edge, taking out more of the root matting that we have, and getting rid of this purple plant. Settling the compost bin in, putting all the heavier wood at the bottom, and just filling this with all the waste for now. It's just to have somewhere to store it before I turn it into weed tea. And I found a lot of cable in the garden. So, at the end of our second day, so the first day was about just under 2 hours. Today's probably, I think, about the same, maybe an hour and a half. I'm puffed, so I can't do any more, so I've got to take it easy for the rest of the day so I don't make myself unwell. But I have managed to excavate the pre-existing garden edge, and I've managed to place the compost bin. So this is the neighbour's compost bin that we've been borrowing for our yard for about 3 and 4 years now. So it's back in their yard, and while normally I wouldn't load the bin full of stuff that has seeds, it's just going in there for storage at the moment, and once it reduces down a little bit, we're going to chuck it in another bin so it can compost down in water, which will hopefully kill all those seeds. We did encounter a few issues in like this area here. There's a fair bit of rock, like solid big rocks, and some gravel. Surprisingly none there, or at least as far down as I could dig with my little garden hoe. So we might just have scattered large rocks in varying heights. So hopefully nothing too bad. But as you can see, like, this soil is, well, it's dirt really. It's not even soil, it's dirt. We do have a lot of kale grub poop, which is good. High carbon and a little bit of nitrogen, maybe a bit of phosphorus in there. So N and our P's are met a little bit, but our soil is really, really dry. I've got soil from 2 sections that I can do a soil test on. I will need to come out and dig and do a proper soil test collection to go off to the lab, just to make sure that we don't have heavy metals, because we are near a road. So we want to make sure that we don't have too much build-up of exhaust chemicals in this section. But this is our progress on the second day of working on this. Now, obviously I'm not working on this every single day. I'm only working on it when I have someone to take care of my little one for me and give me a couple of hours of, special mummy garden time, which I love. I love special mummy garden time. It's the best. It's the only time I get to be alone. And this counts as my exercise for the day too, so no need for a gym membership. Just do garden work. But yeah, so that's end of day 2. I will keep you as updated as I get further and further into this garden. Like, other people may be able to smash this out. I feel real sorry for the bees. They're trying to collect pollen out of those flowers, and I've taken them all away. I feel bad. But yeah, other people may be able to smash this level of gardening out in a day if they had a whole day set aside with no toddlers and they were fit, healthy people with all the tools. But I do not have those luxuries, any of those luxuries. So I'm doing what I can, when I can, how I can. And so far that's working for me. Like, look how much I've done. I think that's pretty impressive. It'll get more impressive as we go on. Okay, so they're all trimmed out. Now we can mulch them down. We're just going to dig the bottom stumps out of the ground, or level to the ground as much as we can. And then we got to level this path. But right now I'm just about to do another soil test. Okay, this is the before, and then this one is the after.